Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday. Today I wanted to share with you some items that I have picked up as educational resources. These are mostly wooden toys and games, and the bulk of my order has come from Melissa and Doug, but I have also picked up a couple of things at Michael's and on Amazon, so I will share those with you as well. If you don't know me, my name is Jessie. I previously worked respite for special needs kids in New York City. I was laid off in March due to the pandemic, so this academic year I am assisting families with virtual learning and homeschool for their children. I'm currently working with two children, both girls. One turned 4 the day before yesterday, and the other will be 10 in December. Without further ado, let's get started. So the very first thing that I picked up were these pattern blocks, but unlike the ones that I had when I was a kid, these pattern blocks are not plastic. They are actually wooden blocks, and they are the same size as the plastic ones, so they do work with like the Good and the Beautifuls cards, as well as probably any other sets of shapes that you may have, of pattern blocks that you may have. And these did also come with cards. The cards are color coded and they are rated for difficulty level. There are 155 pieces in the set, and I have really liked these. I've actually used them when I was doing my tutoring session this last week. I usually stay on with the older of the two kids for a little while after our tutoring is over and just hang out. Sometimes she practices piano, sometimes we just chat. This week she was actually playing a little game called Prodigy, and in that game you have to answer math questions in order to advance. And one of the questions that she was asked was how many trapezoids it takes to make up a hexagon. And we actually didn't know the answer, so I was able to pull out my pattern blocks and we figured it out together. So I have already found a use for these. Besides being helpful for things like math, geometry specifically, they are just a fun little thing to do. You can sit down with a few cards and build some of the pictured items, or just build on your own. So they're like two-dimensional Legos, and they are a lot of fun. I picked these up on Amazon, like I said, and they were not very expensive. The next thing that I picked up was actually from Michael's. I picked up this set of wooden letters. As you may be able to see, there are several of each letter here, and common things like the A and the E actually have even more. They have duplicates. These are great. They are, I think, intended for crafting, for like painting and for decorating and things like that. They're quite thin. They're just a natural wood, and they do come in this cute little box that has these sections here. I picked these up because the younger child that I am working with, she was supposed to start Montessori preschool in the fall, but due to the pandemic, it was deemed that that probably wasn't safe for her to do. She does have a baby brother, so she did not start. But when I went last year to tour the school with her, they actually had a set of letters like this that was huge. It was like a floor size set, and they were using those for all kinds of things, for letter cognition and sounds, and even early word building. I found that set that the Montessori school had online. It was a few $100s, and it was much too big for us to use as a home tool. But I found this one instead. This was only, I think, about $9, and it is great. One of my favorite games to play with something like this is actually just to take an empty tissue box and put a few letters in, have the child pull out the letter, and then tell you the name of the letter and the sound that it makes. Another great thing to do is to take a tray. I have a Melissa and Doug tray here, and put a suffix. So for example, AT, and then have the child select letters that could go before at to make words. So for example, bat, cat, and it's a great way just to figure out how words and letters are formed, how letters go together to form words. I did also pick up the numbers set. This is the same thing. It came from Michael's again. Little tray with all of the letters. There are duplicate zeros and ones, so you can use these for all different kinds of things. I love these. I'm sure that they will come in handy for a long time. With my older one, even, we could do some multiplication. We could use the X's that are from this set, as well as the I's, and we could actually work on some multiplication and division of higher ordered numbers. So I picked up both of those great little wooden alphabet and number sets. Then from Uncle Goose, I did also pick up another number set. Actually picked these up first. I was looking for some blocks that just had numbers on them, and I wasn't really finding any. It was something that I thought would be easy to find, and I was surprised at how difficult it was. I was able to find these on Uncle Goose, like I said, and they sell them individually. So there is a full alphabet and a full range of numbers. You can make phrases, you can make the child's name, or you can do what I did and just order 0 through 9 so that you can work on your number skills. These were great because they actually came with a cute little note. I love when companies do this, when they put this little personal touch, and it had this super cute little note card that it came with that has the geese down here. It has a little thank you on the back, and then it included also the order details, which I won't show you the front side of because it has my address, but this is just great packaging. I love this attention to detail. These little personalized touches are great. Then moving on to my order from Melissa and Doug, I picked up another one of the butterfly bead kits that I showed in a previous video, in my arthropods video. I love this little set. I think pretty much everything that I got from Melissa, everything but one thing that I picked up at Melissa and Doug, was half off. There is a Melissa and Doug outlet. I will link that below. And this was one of the items that was half off, and so I figured I would pick up a second one. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it for myself or if it's going to be something that I'm going to gift this holiday season, but I did pick up the butterfly beads. I did also pick up this adorable little penguin. I love penguins. This is a stacking toy. The bottom is curved, so it does rock, which gives a little bit of added dimension with working on motor skills. And he is just the cutest little thing that I've ever seen. He's very sturdy and heavy. He's made of wood, except for I think his flippers might be plastic or recycled plastic. It's hard to tell. I haven't taken him out of the packaging yet. But he is a wood stacking toy, and I just absolutely adore him. It says here on the back, helps develop color and shape recognition, as well as beginning counting skills, hand-eye coordination, visual discrimination, fine motor skills, sequencing, and sorting skills. So I have this cute little guy. Then I picked up Melissa and Doug's wooden recorder for Wall Docs, Wizards, and Wands. There is a recommended resource, which is this book, the Harry Potter Recorder book. I have actually been teaching myself how to play Hedwig's theme from this book. I do have the Yamaha recorder that is pictured on the front, as well as another recorder. But I wanted to pick this one up. I thought this was just a really interesting one. It looks similar to some other wooden beginner recorders that I have seen. I was curious to see how the tone would be different in a wooden instrument. I think I paid about $5 for this. This was the one thing that was not half off, but it was very reasonably priced. I think I used a 20% off coupon code or so, maybe something like that, which I was able to get just by signing up for emails to the Melissa and Doug newsletter, just for getting on their mailing list. They sent me a coupon code and I used it to purchase this. Then I picked up quite a few of these gigantic wooden games. So the first one that I picked up was Mancala. I love this. The first kids that I ever nannied for, which was back in 1997, introduced me to this game, and I have loved it ever since. This is a great little game that helps with counting specifically. And of course, it is a game that originates out of Africa. It is beautifully colored. I love the way that they have done this decoration. And it comes with all of the game pieces that you're going to need just here. This was, I can't remember how much, it was half off. It was less than the other 3 games that I'm going to show you, but I can't remember the exact amount. Great deal, really sturdy, really nicely done. And all of these wooden games have a hanging piece on the back here so that you can hang them on the wall, because as you can see, they are quite large, and therefore when I first got them, I wasn't sure where I was going to store them. I was like, oh my, they're not going to fit on any of my shelves. And then I realized that they had that hanging clasp on the back, which is great. This is the next one, even larger. You can maybe see here. This is an absolutely humongous game. This is a double-sided board. So this is the chess side. It also has Parcheesi here on the other side. It does up here have that hanger so that you can hang it on the wall. These are beautifully done. I love the way that they have designed all of these to go along with wall docks, wizards, and wands. I really wanted to teach chess, and so I really wanted a good quality chessboard. I found this one, and since it was half off, then I actually purchased the Mancala and the other 2 games that I'm going to show you next, as well as this one. This is a tremendous value. The full retail on this is something like $24.99, and it is on the outlet right now, or at least it was last week, for $12.50. For the size and the material, this being a wooden board, that is a tremendous value. So I am very glad to be adding these to my collection. I love Melissa and Doug. They are really reliable, really sturdy, and I've never had issues with anything that I have purchased there. I did also pick up the same blue toned, the matching one. This is the solitaire board, and it's also Chinese checkers. So this is the Chinese checkers side. Here on the back as well, there's this one. And I do also love this. Again, it has all of the game pieces here. It has the hanger for displaying it on the wall. I think these are going to be beautiful hung together on my wall, and I happen to have just the spot for them. And the last thing from Melissa and Doug is this board. This is checkers and backgammon. Same thing, same color scheme. I want to hang these 3 in a row over my kind of lower cube shelving. I have just enough room to hang 3 in a row, and so I definitely wanted to get the matching ones. These boards, these bigger boards, do also come in the color scheme of the Mancala, if you would prefer to have that color scheme. Those really pretty brights, but I really loved these blues and turquoises and thought they would look really nice in the space that I have to display them in. So this is backgammon, which when I was a kid was a big favorite in my house. And this is the checkerboard on the back. So here is my last game board from Melissa and Doug. The last thing that I have to show you is not a wooden toy, but it is a recycled toy. I have these little keys and links, which are from Replay. Replay is all recycled plastic, and they make these great little keys along with many other activities for kids. They make dishes and plates and cups and bowls as well, so they make servingware. And again, another company that I really enjoy. I picked these up, so you may be able to see if I spread them out here, that they are not all the same on the top. So some are this kind of half circle shape, some are a rectangle or square, and some are a triangle. There are 3 different colors. There's a blue, a pink, and a red in these keys, and each of them come in an assortment of shapes like that. So I actually got these for pattern building, for color matching, and for shape sorting. I think these are just so sweet, and I've been meaning to show you these for a while, but this seems like a good time to do it. All of these wooden games that I have purchased, and this is also a sustainable product, just like the wooden games are. I have tried to shy away a little bit from plastic. Now that I've been buying a lot of homeschool resources, I've kind of fallen back into a lot of plastic buying, just only because it seems like that's the majority of what is available. But I was able to sort of find all of these little bits and pieces, these wooden bits and pieces, and I also found these sorting keys as well. Now, I think I only paid about 50 cents for each key. I picked these up at Cotton Babies, and if they're still on the website, I will link it below. They were on sale when I purchased them, so they may be gone now. I do know that they sell something similar on some of the learning sites, the like Homeschool and school supply sites. But as far as I know, they're not this brand. They're not the recycled ones. So it was worth it to me to sort of hunt these down and get these instead. So I think that is everything. Yes, I do think that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great week. I will be back next week with another video, and until then, bye-bye.